To me, it was the obvious choice. Nobody delivered anything inspirational in the market, and I knew we could do so much better. Back in 2013, we looked at the student accommodation sector and we were utterly astonished at the lack of creativity and the lack of innovation that had been delivered in this space. The whole student accommodation market was lazy. Nobody delivered a product where they thought about the consumer or the end user that lived in the building. People just built buildings and had a facilities management company that operated that building. No one thought of it as a service proposition. The same basic studio or the same basic cluster product was being delivered by everybody. No one cared about amenity space and no one thought about the experience that the student should have on the ground floor or even in their room.
We set out with a simple mission, which was to create a student accommodation brand that put as much emphasis into customer service and experience as the buildings themselves. Students spend a huge proportion of their time within their student accommodation whilst at university. So not getting this experience right can hugely affect their grades, their well-being and their overall perception of that city. We wanted to create an experience that gave students this true sense of belonging, that fueled friendships and delivered memorable experiences. And underpinning all of this was safety, well-being and creating this stress-free environment.
We did a huge amount of research into what students wanted within the buildings to ensure we were delivering spaces that reflected what they need.
We work with our in-house interior design team, and the focus is to test the functionality of the spaces, but also to select the best materials to ensure that whether we're talking about the rooms or the communal space, we are creating environments and spaces that students are proud to call home.
Our hubs have become the social focal points of our buildings and we're incredibly proud of what we've managed to create. We knew that students love to socialise around food, especially international students, but having space to entertain within your student apartment was often difficult. We created private dining rooms that students could book out and hold dinner parties or other gatherings. Creating spaces to support student studies was really important to us. We developed a variety of workspace zones within our buildings. From open plan desks through to small and large bookable study rooms where students could either work alone or with bigger groups on projects. Movie rooms were introduced as a place both to relax but also to screen university projects, rehearse presentations or even host talks. Promoting health and wellness was always a big focus for us and a major part of the Vita Student experience. Not many other student operators provide gyms, and those that do are usually poor quality and don't have a lot of equipment. We always invest heavily in the best equipment for both cardio and resistance training, and our range of equipment is as good as you'd find in a commercial gym.
So we've learnt over the years that actually designing and creating functional spaces within the buildings are actually only half the story. It's all about how you activate that community. So because of this, we've invested heavily in community management, from the resident teams that sit within our buildings, right through to the roles we have at head office, focusing on community, events and student wellbeing.
Our events are based on forming friendships and memorable life experiences. From weekly yoga classes and personal training classes in our gyms, to weekly workshops, craft events and a lot of other activities.
So we looked at all of our resident community, and the one thing that they all had in common is that they were all coming to university to be successful. They all came with big dreams and aspirations, and we looked at it and said, as an environment where they spend most of their time, we can play a greater role in helping them to be successful. So we run career workshops, we have speaker evenings where we get people from industry into our buildings to inspire the students.
I actually live here at Vita, so it's really amazing to have such an inspirational speaker, sort of famous bloggers and stuff literally right on your doorstep.
I would say anyone looking to join Vita, this would definitely be one of the main aspects to come for.
We're really passionate about the people who work for us. A Vita Student and the experience we provide just wouldn't be possible if we didn't hire the best talent. If someone is passionate about people, enhancing places and challenging convention, then they're a potential Vita employee.
I don't think I would have had this kind of experience without Vita.
Please live here. You are doing yourself the biggest favour.
I just think the whole package that Vita gives you, I think, makes your university experience the best.
It's a very nice place to live in just because people actually care about you here.
I think when other people look to do this type of thing, developers, they outsource the architecture, they outsource the creativity, they outsource the design, some even outsource the operation. And I think the success that we've had, which takes us, I think, ahead of everyone else, is the fact that we do all of this in-house. We have that creativity in-house, we have the talent in-house, we have the architects, we have the passion to deliver all of this, from buying the site, to getting the planning, to designing the scheme, to delivering the scheme, to operating the scheme, all the way through from creating the brand at the front end. That's a talented group of people with a massive amount of passion that sit in our head office.